Shalom, family. So, again, lots went down over the weekend. Again, loads. So, let's cover Israel and just touch on the most pertinent facts quickly, because I'm sure you guys have been following and watching Telegram channels. Amir, all these people that are updating on it as it happens. We've been posting on our channels and Telegram as well, keeping you updated on this. But there's a couple of things around the whole Israel situation at the moment that I do want to touch on as we go and just give my opinion on. So let's dive right in. Elon Musk obviously attended Netanyahu's speech to Congress as his guest. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu invited billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla and SpaceX and owner of X, to his July 24 address to Congress. It followed the announcement earlier this week of a joint Israel-UAE partnership to support the use of SpaceX Starlink internet service in a hospital in the Gaza Strip. Now, the reason I'm starting there and getting back to that is I want you to see the pieces connecting. Elon Musk very much running that whole satellite system that's blanketing the whole world, which can be and will be used in the New World Order for control and information and connection everywhere with AI. He's also trying to build the most powerful AI. He's also heavily interested in investing in Israel and getting them up to speed with AI. So there's a lot that Elon's doing in the background with Israel, and Netanyahu is very connected and very in awe of Elon Musk as a person. He's always seeking an opportunity to go on tours of his factories and spend time talking to him. He's always singing Elon's praises. So it's definitely something you want to keep an eye on. And I think there's a very big agenda there on what's going to happen with Israel going into Daniel's 70th week, connected to the technologies and the things that Elon is busy with right now. So hence being invited as a guest of Netanyahu to his speech at Congress. Then talks on hostage release deal. Israel sending a negotiating team to Rome. Egyptian sources confirm an Egyptian security delegation will participate in the meeting that took place on Sunday. Hamas said to reject Israel's proposals before they were even submitted. Again, showing who they truly are. They haven't even received the proposals, the latest ones. They've rejected them out of hand already. Why do you think they're rejecting these proposals all the time? It is because, in my humble opinion, we're going to find more and more dead hostage bodies as we go forward, as they just did when they recovered hostage bodies just a few days ago. And that is the unfortunate truth. And I think that's also why they keep pushing back and making it difficult and causing stumbling blocks in getting to a point where they can reach a deal, because then they'd have to admit how many they've actually killed, tortured, and ended to be able to get to this point where there's actually a very small amount of hostages that are still breathing. So again, for those that are still alive, pray for them that they can make it through this nightmare and get back home to their families. Hamas accused of sending videos of hostages being tortured to Israeli officials to pressure the Jewish state. The Telegraph claims that Hamas has allegedly filmed the torture of these hostages and sends it to the officials, including Ben Gvir. Now, right there was their first mistake by claiming they've sent it to Ben Gvir, and I'll get to that. The Telegraph cited two Israeli officials who said the video shows hostages being tortured and was sent in an effort to force Israel to ease conditions for Palestinian prisoners being held at their base in southern Israel. Ben Gvir responded to the report on X and denied seeing any such videos. Now, if you've been following this channel, or you've been following the news for that matter, or on Telegram with our channels there, or any of the other channels, you'd know Ben Gvir is very blunt. He doesn't care what you think about him. He's got strong opinions on Israel, and he's all for wiping out every single Hamas person, keeping all the prisoners, not doing any deals, and ending this violently, and getting rid of the entire Palestinian situation. Everything for Israel. That's Ben Gvir. If they sent him videos of the torture, you betcha He would have posted about that very same moment on all platforms. He would have probably walked to Temple Mount and made a speech right there about what needs to be done to these monsters. That is who Ben-Gvir is. So no, I don't think they did that. I don't think they can blackmail Israel with stuff like that to get Israel to relent. So I don't think that's legit news. Probably fake. Again, my opinion, but just the fact that they mentioned Ben-Gvir as one of the people that received these things, no. I don't know. Israel says all-out war imminent after Hezbollah rocket slams into soccer field with 30 casualties. Hezbollah, in a statement, because they're scared now, denies that it launched rockets at J.C.O.M.E.S in an attack that killed and wounded civilians, mostly children. The terror group says it has no connection to the incident at all and categorically denies all false allegations. Hezbollah said earlier it launched dozens of rockets at an army base in the Golan Heights near J.C.O.M.E.S. Israel is charging that not only Hezbollah was definitely behind it, but that the attack has just greatly escalated the conflict. So, again, Hezbollah is scared because the majority of the victims here are Muslim Druze. Druze that usually aren't pro-Israel in this area at all. And even the Druze know that this attack was from Hezbollah, and they are up in arms and ready for war and demanding wider repercussions for this. 12 children and youth killed, many seriously wounded by Hezbollah rocket that hit the soccer field in the Druze village in the Golan. Now, if you remember carefully, a couple of days ago, I told you that they had threatened they were going to start, sorry, they're going to start attacking other communities and villages along the borders in the days ahead. Here you go. And now they've done it with massive repercussions coming from it, and now they're worried and they're denying and saying, no, it's Israel. At least 12 children, ages between 10 and 20 years old, were killed, and dozens more seriously wounded by the impact of a rocket fired by Hezbollah on a soccer field in J.C.O.M.E.S. In addition, Zif Hospital in Safed said that by 10 p.m. it received 32 casualties, of whom 6 were in a serious condition, 13 in moderate to serious, and 10 with minor injuries. So 40 people total were killed or wounded in the attack, making it by far the most serious incident on Israel's northern front and the event with the most civilian casualties during the current war so far. Prime Minister Netanyahu promises we will not be silent following the strike on the soccer field. Just like you, I was horrified to see terrible pictures following Hezbollah's murderous attack on J.C.O.M.E.S. We will not let this pass in silence. Smotrich on the rocket strike. Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich responded to the attack on the Druze village and calls on Israel to eliminate Hezbollah Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah. He said, for the death of small children, Hezbollah leader Nasrallah must pay with his own head. All of Lebanon must pay the price. My stance on the necessary measures is known. The Prime Minister should return immediately. It is time for action. Prime Minister did return immediately, landed, went straight into a meeting. They green-lit a response at their choosing that will be swift and coming when nobody expects it. Hezbollah crossed all lines with the rocket attack that killed these people, Israel Katz said. It vowed to launch a disproportionate response after Hezbollah allegedly killed 10 people in a rocket attack on the football field in the Golan Heights. We know that was closer to 40. The incident has brought Israel to the brink of all-out war with the group, Katz warned. Most of the dead are children. More than a dozen injured by the strike in the town of J.C.O.M.E.S on Saturday. There is no doubt Hezbollah crossed these red lines, Katz said, and we are facing this all-out war. Israel has the full backing, according to him, of the US and Europe to escalate against Hezbollah. So it's going to get rough in the days ahead for Lebanon, and it's coming really soon. I'd be watching that area like a hawk. We've got foreign ships from other countries steaming towards the area to be able to extricate their people from that place before the war breaks out. We've got countries asking Israel to hold off, to give them time to get their civilians out of harm's way before everything goes down, because everybody knows that is what must happen next. Israel strikes Hezbollah after Golan attack. Iran's supreme leader now wanting improved ties with the West. So Israel started with small strikes against them. The big strike still coming at their choosing. Iran is feeling the pressure and now suddenly wants to try and fix things with the West. There's a whole shift in the Middle East. Turkey is threatening to get involved directly and attack Israel. We know that's going to happen with the Gog-Magog war. And all these things are now at boiling point at this point in time. And it's as it should be at this moment. And yet, the world is still going to find ways to lay the blame at Israel. And there's already tons of fake news out there blaming the Iron Dome, blaming Israel, saying Israel did it to the Druze on purpose to be able to rally more support to attack Hezbollah, as if they needed another war while they were still wrapping up what's going on in Gaza. So it's to be expected. I think now more than ever, Israel needs prayer. Keep praying for Israel, standing for Israel, and not being afraid to voice your opinion on these things. And just keep them in prayer at all times as this thing keeps escalating. They need it. God bless. Keep looking up. Shalom.